When people pay 10,000 US dollars for a website, you know they're not actually paying for just a website. They are paying to work with an expert who will deliver valuable outcomes for their business. In this video, I'm sharing what these high-ticket clients really want from a designer so that you can position yourself as that expert. The first quality that they're looking for is expertise. People who are ready to invest in working with a professional web designer expect someone with solid technical skills, the ability to think strategically, and an understanding of best practices. These clients want a website that aligns with their strategy and delivers solid business outcomes like more sales and bigger profit margins. There's also an emotional component at play. For high-ticket clients, there's often a lot riding on their online presence. Their website needs to be a positive reflection of their brand, their values, and their work. Whether they're running a family business as the next generation, or whether they're making a transition from being a high-profile executive to an entrepreneur, or whether they're continuing to grow a business that they started many years ago, it's really important to them that their website looks good and makes them look good. And that's not just in front of their customers and clients, but also in front of their peers and colleagues. For these clients, starting a project with a web designer who doesn't have the necessary skills or expertise is going to be a huge waste of time, money, and effort. If they end up with a website that they're not happy with, they're likely to scrap that whole project and start from scratch with a different designer. I'm sure you'll agree that sounds like a nightmare for everyone. That's why these clients will do their research before choosing a web designer and committing to working with someone. What can you do during that research phase to show these clients that you have the expertise that they're looking for? Focus on your portfolio. Potential clients will often check out your past work on your website before getting in touch to book a sales call. To make a strong first impression, your portfolio should be made up of detailed case studies. A case study is more than just screenshots of websites you've made before. Every case study is a deep dive into a past project. Each case study tells a story about your client, what business outcomes they were looking for, and how you created a website that delivered those outcomes. Did you help your client make more sales? Did you build a website that improved conversion rates? Did you grow their website traffic? Did you deliver a website that accurately reflected the client's brand personality? These are the kinds of successful outcomes that you want to highlight in your case studies. Case studies show your potential clients that you have a proven track record of delivering high-quality websites. This has so much more impact than you simply saying on your website, "I create high-quality websites." I believe so much in the power of case studies that I have an entire course called the Case Study Recipe. One of the web designers who completed this course recently said that she started getting inbound inquiries when she started sharing her case studies on her website. That is the power of showing expertise to potential clients. Hey, welcome. I'm Danbee. I'm a web design mentor based in Switzerland. I help web designers build profitable and inclusive businesses without overworking. And a huge part of my work is helping web designers get to that high ticket 5,000 to 10,000 US dollar range for website projects. To get started with my programs for free, head over to danbeeshin.com/training. And stick with me to the end of this video to find out what most web designers often neglect that high-ticket clients find really frustrating. The second quality that high-ticket clients want in a web designer is alignment. They want someone who understands what is important to them and delivers a website that's aligned with their brand, values, and goals. They're not looking for the most unique, flashy, or trendy website. They don't care whether their website is built from scratch, with code, or from a template. They just want a website that accurately reflects who they are. Take this for example. When you work with a stylist, they are customizing outfits to fit your personal style. For some reason, I'm thinking of Tan France in the show Queer Eye. When he works with someone, he's picking shirts, jackets, shoes, trousers based on the main character's personality, their lifestyle, and their goals. He's choosing pieces that are already available at stores. He's not making any of this from scratch. As a web designer, you can also use any number of readily available tools like website builders or plugins. The more important part of your job is to choose the right tools and build a website that aligns with your client's business. For high-ticket clients, working with a web designer who isn't able to do that feels like it kind of defeats the whole purpose of working with a professional designer. So you want to demonstrate that you can definitely do this. If you are thinking that case studies can help you here as well, you are 100% correct. Here's some details that you can include. What you learned about your client and their business during the onboarding phase, how you distill that information into clear project goals and requirements, the design decisions that you made that aligned with those project goals and requirements, and what the final website looked like, and how it reflected your client's brand, values, and goals. And what's really important to include here are testimonials from your clients that focus on your ability to deliver a website that truly aligns with what they needed in their business. Wanting to be understood is such a fundamental human need, and this doesn't change just because you're in a professional setting. So when you as a web designer can show potential clients how important it is for you to really get to know them and deliver a website that reflects who they are, what they do, and why they do it, you are waving a lot of green flags as a potential designer for them to work with. I'm curious, are you already using case studies on your website, or are they on your to-do list? I would love to hear from you, so let me know in the comments below this video. Another quality that high-ticket clients look for is reliability. Reliability is setting and meeting clear expectations and showing up for your client as a partner in this project. If you tell your clients that you're going to send them something, they want to know when it's coming. If you tell them that you'll send it to them by Friday, they want to feel confident that you will, in fact, send it to them by Friday. They don't want to have to remember to check on Friday whether you have sent them the thing, and they definitely don't want to have to chase you up because you've missed your own deadline. Especially when you're paying $5,000, $6,000 or more US dollars, you just don't have the patience to work with someone who doesn't deliver on their promises. It's not just about possibly delaying the launch of a website. It can really damage the trust that the client has on their designer. And that can make them want to stop working with the designer and cancel the project, even if it means that they lose their deposit. It might even make them want to reach out and warn their colleagues, other people in their networks, to let them know that they shouldn't be working with this designer. So how can you, as a web designer, show potential clients that you are a reliable person? Focus on the discovery call, which you might also call the sales call. First, use an appointment scheduler to book the sales call. This might seem like a small thing, but it's so important if you want to avoid miscommunication or missed calls. Even small actions like these can go a long way towards building trust and demonstrating your reliability. During the sales call, clearly explain your process for working with clients. This should include what happens immediately after the sales call, when they can expect their new website to go live, and all the key milestones in between. Clearly laying out these steps reassures the client that you have a structured approach to all your projects. Also, talk about how you communicate with your clients throughout the project. Hopefully, you use a project management tool so that you and your clients are always on the same page when it comes to what tasks need to be done, by whom, and by when. This shows the client that you have a system, you're not just winging it. Also, if you'd normally end your sales calls by telling your clients that you'll follow up via email, tell them when they can expect that email. Then make sure that you meet your own deadline. Again, small actions like these go such a long way towards showing your clients how professional and reliable you are. When you get on a sales call with a potential client, they are still deciding which web designer to go with, so it's a great opportunity for you to show them what things will be like if they choose you. Of course, there will be times when life just happens and you won't be able to deliver exactly what you promised. That's okay, we are all human. In these situations, being reliable means figuring out a solution and then letting your client know what the new plan is. Even if it sounds like, I will try to sort this out and give you an update by your morning on Wednesday. I like using the client's time zone when I'm talking about deadlines. And that leads me to the next quality that high-ticket clients really want, and that is transparency. When a client feels like their web designer isn't being transparent with them, it's not necessarily that they think the web designer is lying or withholding information with bad intentions. They just want to be able to trust you to tell them what they need to know when they need to know. For example, if a client wants their e commerce website on Squarespace, but you know, based on everything that they've shared, that Shopify is the better option for them, they want to know that before you sign a contract for a Squarespace website. Or if the client wants to add a blog to their website, but that's out of scope, they want you to tell them that before you agree to do the work. Or if that additional work is going to delay the website launch, they also want that information before you agree to do the work. I often say that as designers, the worst case scenario in our work is not that bad. I used to work in construction engineering for years. That is an industry where the stakes are literally life or death. So making websites feels relatively low stakes to me. But of course, from the client's perspective, things are different. It could be a really big deal to have to postpone a website launch because the designer didn't provide the right information at the right time. The launch of a new website is usually part of a larger marketing strategy, which could include social media campaigns, paid ad campaigns, and even in person events. These are all expensive and time sensitive projects, and a delay could result in damage to the client's finances and reputation. And regardless of whether your website goes live on time or not, finding out that your designer didn't tell you important information upfront is going to damage that relationship and cast a negative shadow over the entire project. On your sales page, to demonstrate that you value transparency, I recommend sharing clear information about your packages and your processes. With your packages, you want to talk about what's included, why that's important, and your pricing. If you don't want to commit to a fixed price before talking to a potential client, you can provide a starting at price, which is what I do, or you can also provide a range. So, for example, 5,000 to 7,000 US dollars. Also, always include your currency. Not everyone uses the same currency that you do. And even if you use the dollar, there are more than 25 other currencies that are also called the dollar. Depending on your audience, you could also include a rough exchange rate conversion. So, for example, the investment for this package is 5,000 euros, which is approximately 5,500 US dollars. This way, you're providing relevant information and making life easier for your clients, aka transparency. Practice saying your pricing out loud so that you can say it confidently during sales calls. Talking about money can often feel uncomfortable and awkward because in many cultures, discussing money and finances is taboo. But this is an important part of communicating transparently in your business. During the sales call, make sure that you also talk about what website features the client wants you know can definitely be included, any challenges you see potentially around tech, timelines, etc., and how you expect the client to participate in the website creation process. For example, if you require your client to send in all their brand photos and their website content before you start working on the website, they need to know that during the sales call. This kind of communication builds trust and ensures that there are no unpleasant surprises down the road. Even if problems do crop up, and they often will, your client is going to trust you to deal with them and tell them what they need to know when they need to know it. And with this kind of relationship, your client is going to end up with an amazing website, and they are going to be so happy with their decision to work with you. One of the biggest differences that I have noticed between high ticket clients and clients with smaller budgets is that high ticket clients care so much more about working with designers who are actually human. Human as in kind, empathetic, and approachable. This is especially true if you work directly with business owners as opposed to, for example, clients who are in the marketing department of a larger company. Those business owners are working for themselves because they want to be able to do what they want to do. And that includes working with people that they actually like. Working with people they dislike is an unnecessary waste of time and emotional energy. If they're going to spend thousands of US dollars or more, they want to work with a web designer who is an actual human being. Someone who is friendly and easy to work with and sincere, someone who actually cares about getting to know their clients and helping them succeed, someone who is considerate about their clients' challenges and concerns. Clients will pay more to work with someone like this because, of course, yes, it creates better experiences, but also it leads to better websites and, in turn, better business outcomes. So show up as your whole human self. Take time to listen to your clients, ask good questions, respond with empathy. Make your clients feel understood and valued. Keep this in mind in every interaction you have with potential clients, in your emails, in your DMs, and on your sales calls. The more you can be yourself, the more you can embrace your human qualities, the stronger your relationships with your clients become. I recognize that this might not seem like the most important thing when you're in survival mode and just need to bring in an income. But if you want to build a business that allows you to thrive and live a life of freedom, in other words, a profitable and inclusive business, these human connections are key to your success. It is not easy to cultivate these qualities on your own, and you might be thinking about investing in online courses, coaching programs, or other resources to help you book more high-ticket clients. My next video will help you decide what to invest in so that you can maximize your ROI and avoid wasting money. So click on the video showing up, and I'll see you over there.